Hello there, everybody. It's me, it's your Star Wars dad, and I have had so many requests for a Jedi Master Luke farming guide. I had him on my old account. He is a great galactic legend to have in the game, obviously. He's a galactic legend. But should you go for him right away? Should you take your time? Should you meander and work your way toward him? What should you do? How do you farm Jedi Master Luke? What do you do to go about to get him? How do you get your boy in your lineup? Let's take a look at the Jedi Master Luke free to play, pay to play, whatever to play farming guide. All right, we got him up here on the screen. Make sure you like and subscribe, everybody. So anyway, hey, the memberships are open. Join the channel. It's a great way to support the channel. Keep the content coming. I'm here for you. Are you not entertained? Yeah, pony up, boys and girls. Okay, so look. The cool thing about Jedi Master Luke is he requires no less than 8 journeys to get, and in no particular order. They're on the screen right now. No less than 8 journeys. That's the most of any galactic legend. I didn't add it up, but I know it's the most. It's just the most difficult. And you got Jedi Knight Luke in there, and he's just one skosh shy of a galactic legend. He's up there with General Anakin Skywalker, Malik. He's in the pictures here, right here. The Executor, yeah, that's it. Those are the guys that are just below that galactic, so you have a lot of farming to do. And I'll tell you right off the bat, boys and girls, if you're doing this free to play, it's going to be a minimum 16-month farm. That's just, you cannot get around it unless you're in some huge master guild. Even then, I really think it's still going to take you at least 16 months. If you go right after him and don't mess around. He's just not that 6 to 7 month C farm. He's not that 9-month Kylo Ren farm or Rey farm. It's going to take you longer to get to Jedi Master Luke. But the rewards for farming him are going to pay out because you're going to get so many teams in the meantime. And you can see him right up here on the screen, right above me. The 8 journeys you have to take. Is it 8? Did I say 7? I meant 8. Whatever. You got to get R2. You got to get Chewie. You got to get CLS. You got to get 3PO. You got to get the Millennium Falcon. You got to get Rey, which involves BB-8, and finally, you have to get Jedi Master Luke. So I'll tell you what. Let's go into the game and let's take a look at each and every one of these farms and see what's going to be involved. So I'm here in the solo journey guide. So if you start off with the very first one, which was R2, of course you need a 5 Imperials to get R2. Now, you can go get some Imperial troopers. They're a pretty easy farm right off the bat. Obviously, there's a way to get Palpatine here once you get CLS. We'll talk about that in a second. Vader is going to take you a minute, although you can farm Vader shards. The place I really like to farm Vader, this is just a tip for you out there if you can use Vader in this, and why not? Because he's such a great character to have, especially early on in the game. You can farm Vader's shards right here in the Fleet Arena store, and I do recommend it. I think that early on, this is a great way to get Vader to 7 stars faster. He's not in here right now. He's going to be in the slot right there where Akbar is, I think. He's up in that range. So look for Vader in the Fleet Arena store. This currency is worth spending on Vader to get those shards for him and to get him to 7 stars as quickly as possible. So let's get back into our journey guide here. So that's the R2 deal. If you look at the R2 journey, it's 5 Imperials, and any mix, any Imperials you want. The easiest path will be to get the Emperor, and that kind of starts with our CLS journey. Our Commander Luke Skywalker. Commander Luke Skywalker, by the way, was the first meta that came out that was a specific team, and I don't even remember the team anymore. It was Luke, Han, Chewie, and that wasn't even Chewie at the time. It was Luke, Han. Might have been Biggs and Wedge. Oh, and it was, maybe it was Biggs, and then it was Chirrut and Baze. Boy, this has been a long time. Okay, anyway. The first meta in the game where it was like, this is the team that everybody has, use this team or die. Commander Luke Skywalker is going to require Stormtrooper Han, R2, Princess Leia, Farm Boy Luke, and Old Ben. Now you can farm Old Ben is going to be Cantina Node 1C, that's going to be your 3rd Cantina node, and you can also do 2C the dark side just to supplement. Not sure I recommend that, but you can feel it out as you go. If we look at the other guys here, that's not going to work. We're not going to go back to the journey all the way. If you look at the other guys here, Stormtrooper Han is going to be available in, and I'm going to go to my storage here because it's not going to show up. Stormtrooper Han is going to be available in your Cantina Battle Store. Right there, you can see he's at the top. So as you spend all your Cantina energy farming guys like Old Ben, Farm Boy Luke, Lando's in there. Your Geonosians are in the Cantina store. You can be farming them as you go along as well too. We'll talk about that later. KRU, Kylo Ren and Mass is in there. So there's a lot of Cantina farming you can do. As you do that, you unlock Stormtrooper Han. Princess Leia, you'll farm in the Squad Arena store. Here she is. She'll be the first one you get in there. That's where you farm those guys. And that is that journey for Commander Luke Skywalker. Now, we get to talk about R2 in the context of that. And what I kind of recommend here is you need 5 Imperials to unlock R2. 5 of the Empire, right? One of those should be Palpatine, because you're going to be getting Vader as you go, and Palpatine and Vader is a great combo for stuff like Geonosians and early Grand Arena. Palpatine and Vader just go really, really well together. So to get Palpatine, you need 5 Rebels. You're going to get 4 with this. You're going to get Stormtrooper Han, Leia, Farm Boy Luke, and Old Ben. You need a 5th one. Where might you get that 5th Rebel? I'm going to recommend farming... Oh, I'm in the wrong place. I'm going to recommend farming in the Galactic War Shop, farming old Biggs Darklighter here. I think that's a really good use of your time. Biggs is a really good character to have. You can also, once you get Biggs activated, you can also farm his ship. It's not showing up here. His ship is also going to be in the Galactic War Store. I'm not sure it's available anywhere else, but I'd recommend you getting Biggs as your 5th Rebel. Once you have him 7-starred and geared up, go get Palpatine and get your 5 Empires, get R2, get CLS unlocked. He's going to be really important toward your journey, toward your Grand Arena, toward everything you do in getting Jedi Master Luke, CLS, and R2. That's how you're going to work on those guys. What do we talk about next? Let's talk about, by the way, again, we're 16 months here. So this is all going to take a little bit of time. You're going to be developing your Rebel team with CLS there at first. And while you're doing that, you're going to be developing an Empire team with Palpatine and Vader on the side. Maybe you'll have some Imperial troopers along the way. You're developing several teams along as you go here. And let's talk about another team, because you're going to be going after that, or I guess in conjunction. There's no chronological here. You notice I didn't put lines and everything. This is just, you just need to go get this stuff. It's going to take you 16 months. So figure out the best path for you. But the next thing you're going to need bounty hunters to go get Chewbacca and the Millennium Falcon. And let's take a look at that right now. If you look at the journey guide, getting Chewbacca requires, where are you, Chewie? There he is. Getting Chewbacca, and Chewbacca is necessary for Jedi Knight Luke and also for Jedi Master Luke. You need 5 bounty hunters. Now, the ones you're going to get, and there's really no getting around this, you're going to have Bosk, you're going to have Jango, and I'll tell you why in a second. Bosk, Jango, Boba Fett, Cad Bane, and IG-88. I'm also going to recommend Zam Wessel just because her Omicron for Grand Arena is super awesome, and you're going to be developing these bounty hunters anyway. So getting Zam Wessel to go along with that and getting her Omicron can be really valuable in Grand Arena, especially if you have a really nice boss to go along with it. So let's talk about farming these characters. Bosk is a final level farm. He is available 9B dark side. You can't get him, you can't start farming him until you're level 85, I believe. I think it's level 85. I think you can do final dark side to your level 85. So you farm him at the end. Guys, Bosk is an everyday farm. I don't care who you are farming in the game. Bosk is an end game character, him and his ship in the game. And speaking of Bosk's ship, the Houndstooth, that's going to be on Jango Fett's node. So what you're going to do also, every day, you're going to be farming, he's 8D hearts. Then that opens up at around level 82. Yell at me in the comments, tell me I'm subhuman, that's fine. I think it's around level 82, sub 78, something, I don't know. As soon as you get level 8D light side, that's like level 76. Anyway, you're going to farm Jango every single day because you're going to get Jango shards and you're going to get these Houndstooth shards. Houndstooth is an end game tank. It's used with Executor. It's used with every fleet. Your Galactic Republic. There's not a fleet in the game that can't benefit from having Houndstooth in the lineup. Yeah, there's some tank coming in. You get it. Houndstooth is an amazing, amazing tank. So Jango Fett's going to be in this lineup because you're going to be farming Houndstooth with him. And I'll tell you why you need all these bounty hunter ships in a minute. Hint, hint, Millennium Falcon. Next, you're going to farm Boba Fett. Boba Fett. Wait, do I have it? Do I have Boba Fett? Boba Fett. Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. Boba Fett. Where?
Alright, you get it. Okay, so we're gonna be farming Boba Fett there. He's a 2B energy. You can farm him from the very beginning. You can also get him in the Cantina Battle Store once you finish Han Solo. Don't get him in the Fleet Arena Store. That's not money well spent. The only thing you should ever be buying in the Fleet Arena Store are Darth Vader shards, maybe some Geo ship shards, but save almost all of it for Zetas down the road. There, so Boba Fett. Zam Wessel, I do recommend farming her because she would be a really good early Omicron to have. Cad Bane, you're going to farm, and IG-88. Now, why are you farming those guys? IG-88. Cad Bane is in the Galactic War Store, right? Let me take a look here. Yep, there he is, Galactic War Store, and IG... Oh, that doesn't work. I wish that worked. I wish I could just go scroll... Whatever. You get it. You get the IG-88, I think, is in the Squad Arena Store. There he is, Squad. Oh, Newt's too good. Baby, you know what? I am... Newt's too awesome.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
Why not have Luke talking there? Newt's too awesome. So, okay. So, let's take Han out there. He keeps showing up every time we switch our screen, right? So, IG-88, why are you going to farm these specific ones? Why is IG-88? Well, because you need the Millennium Falcon too, right? And the Millennium Falcon requires a capital ship and then 4 bounty hunter ships. The low-hanging fruit there is going to be the Houndstooth, the Slave One, or Boba Fett's Fire Spray. It's Slave One, Cad Bane ship, which I never remember the name of his ship. What is it called? Xanadu Blood, an IG-88 ship, which I don't even know. IG-2000. He's IG-88. His ship is 2000. It's over 2000. It's over 1990. Okay, you get it. Anyway, these are the low-hanging fruit. You could go get the Razor Crest, but then you gotta have Beskar Armor Mando, which means you gotta go on his journey too. And you got enough journeys to do already. These are the ships to get to unlock, and that's why I'm telling you to go with those bounty hunters you got. So use those bounty hunters to go get Chewie. Use their ships to go get the Millennium Falcon. You need the Millennium Falcon to get Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. Okay, so where else are we on our journey? So far, we have farmed an Empire team, a Rebel team with CLS, a separate Rebel team that we're only going to use just to get CLS, and we're never going to touch it again. We have farmed bounty hunters. We're getting Chewie. We've got the Millennium Falcon, C-3PO. And by the way, I'm going to talk about some of the side farms as we advance here. Once I get past all these farms, I'll give you some side farms you can work on along the way as you're doing this stuff for 16 months. C-3PO. We all know what it is. It's Ewoks. You need Ewoks to get C-3PO. These guys are available right there in front of you. Here's the team. Chirpa, Wicket, Pat Blue, Ewok Elder, and Logray. That's the team you want. You don't need them as high as level. You don't need them at these Gear 12 like I did. I like to get them geared up and make it a little easier for myself. I think you can get it done around Gear 10. It'll take you a lot of tries. This is a challenging event. I did it myself. Take a look up there, and you can watch it. See the tag right there. Yes, there is the 3PO event. You're gonna need some good speed mods. You'll need Chief Chirpa's Zeta to get this done. You're gonna have to have that. Okay, so we got 3PO with the Ewoks. We got that done. Now where are we? I gotta make sure and click off this because I keep doing it. Oh boy, there we go. Rey and BB-8. This is the one that kind of diverts you and makes you wonder, why am I doing all this stuff just to get, you got to go get Rey, Jedi Training Rey. To get Jedi Training Rey, you need BB-8, and this means that you're going to be farming both Resistance and First Order teams. There's no getting around it. This is where you really might kind of struggle. So if you look at Jedi Training Rey, you need BB-8, you need Scavenger Rey, you need Finn, and you need Veteran Smuggler Han Solo and Veteran Smuggler Chewbacca to get Jedi Training Rey. Those are the guys you need. And you don't have to have them geared up really specially, but you're just going to go out there and farm them. They're not difficult farms. Just go find them all, and you'll get them. I recommend doing this after. You might even wait till the 12-month mark, because you're going to get shards for these guys along the way, and you can just kind of supplement those shards later on in the journey. She's not super valuable. She could be really good at the beginning of Grand Arena, but she kind of fades with time. She becomes kind of a sort of a filler team. She could be really good the first 4 to 5 months of Grand. Anyway, You don't have to get in there and get it right away. You can do it quick if you want to. Totally up to you. Those are the characters you need. But to get BB-8, you also need a First Order team. Now, a First Order team can be a very good defensive team, especially early on in Grand Arena. And to do that, the First Order team I'm gonna recommend would be right there, that top row, and then ignore Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Don't worry about that, but Kylo Ren unmasked, because his node. The cool thing about Kylo Ren Unmasked node is you also get the TIE Silencer. It's one of my favorite ships in the game to use, especially if you use it with the Finalizer, which you guys are probably not going to be getting while you're going this loop journey, but it's just a fun ship to have. Nice stacking damage. Anyway, so Kylo Ren Unmasked, OG Kylo, Hux, the Sith Trooper, and your First Order Stormtrooper. Now, one change with that, you might, with his new Omicron, if you want to do an Omicron for Grand Arena, maybe instead of First Order Stormtrooper, you do First Order TIE Pilot and go get that Omicron and throw it on there, because that could make that Kylo team really super kind of eat your lunch during Grand Arena. That could be actually. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna say Kylo Ren Unmasked, OG Kylo, Hux, Sith Trooper, and First Order TIE Pilot, and then go get his Omicron. Those are the characters you need to get to unlock BB-8. You don't need them a high gear level. So there's another farm, so that's another journey for you. BB-8, in order to unlock Jedi Training Ray, I don't recommend doing them early, but if you really want to, you'll end up with a decent First Order team. But the one thing to note about all these farms, when you're going after a galactic legend like that, you don't want to spend. There are teams you're going to want to relic up. Your CLS team with C-3PO mixed in, it would be CLS, Han Solo, Chewbacca, C-3PO, that's Chewie and 3PO on his back, and 3PO. You can relic that team all day and you'll feel really good about your chances. I wouldn't relic the Jedi Training Ray team. It's not going to serve you well long term. You could relic the First Order team. That would be a really good defensive team for you in Grand Arena. It's just that you could maybe spend your energy elsewhere on this journey. If you pull up the teams we're looking at, wrong place there. I guess so far, you want to spend time relicking like Palpatine and Vader. You want to get relic. You're probably going to be getting bugs. Like I said, you don't really want to maybe relic the bugs early on, but you want to get them to a level where they're usable, and you can use them in the fleet. You can use them in Geonosis territory battles, etc. Anyway, those are your side farms. We're getting a little bit off track there, and now Jedi Knight Luke. By the way, I know this is really blurry right here. It's the only one I could find, so you're gonna have to deal with it. But Jedi Knight Luke is the coup de grace, so to speak. He's almost a galactic legend. He's the last guy you're gonna farm. If we take a look at the Jedi Knight Luke farm, we've gotten a lot of the components along the way, except for Wampa. We have CLS, except for Wampa, Rebel Officer, Leia Organa, otherwise known as Rolo, Captain Han Solo, whom you're going to farm in, of course, Cantina nodes, right? There he is, Cantina 7D. But where are you going to get Rolo and Wampa, and you need to get, before I get into that, Wedge Antilles X-Wing and Wedge. You're going to farm Wedge Antilles X-Wing in the Galactic War Shop. So get that whenever you can, because it's not super common. You need to grab it so that you can farm that as well. And you got to go get Wedge as well, because he's in the farm. He is going to be a Cantina farm. This thing is full of Cantina farms, boys and girls. Full. Oh yeah, we got a bounty hunter team too. I forgot about that. What was I talking about? Oh yes, I got distracted. So where are you going to get Rolo and Wampa? And by the way, you need Hermit Yoda, or we call him Hoda. Hermit Yoda, Hoda. Where do you get Rolo, Wampa, and Hoda? Well, boys and girls, that's a very simple answer with a lot of nasty consequences for your farm. And the answer is in the Guild Events store with your Get 1, your Mark 1 Guild Event tokens, and your Get 2, your Mark 2 Guild Event tokens. You're going to farm Rebel Officer Leia Organa with your Get 2 tokens. The hard part and the thing that's really difficult to swallow is you're not going to be spending those tokens necessarily on Negotiator or Malevolence. Although let's talk about why you might go get Negotiator first and then go get Rebel Officer Leia Organa if you're feeling saucy. So, you can see here Rebel Officer Leia Organa is 1,800 for 10. That's going to be a total of 59,400 Get 2 tokens. By my calculations, it's going to be about 6 months of territory battles. Let's go take a look. I've got a territory battle up right now. We can look at the rewards in there. If you're in a guild like me, I'm around 200 million. You saw it right there. We get 10 to 12 stars in light side territory battles, and we get I think 20 in dark side. So if we look at those rewards for in that range, if you're similar to me, I'm in the wrong place. I'm in territory war. I want to be in territory battle. If you're looking at territory battles in the light side, let's say you get 11 in the light side. That's going to get you 4,050 Get 2 and 4,300 Get 1. And on the dark side, let's say you're getting 22. That's going to get you 6,000 Get 2 and 5,700 Get 1. And guess what, boys and girls? Those totals are about 10,000 of each. So you're getting 10,000 a month. If you're in a better guild, you might get 11,000. There's some side missions that give you more. Let's say between 10 and 11,000 is a general number. Even if you're at the very top of the spectrum, well, then you're getting a lot more. But good luck getting into a guild that's getting 36 stars in a territory battle when your roster, you're just a beginner roster. Maybe you're already far along and you're already in that guild. Congratulations, you'll get to do this much faster. Anywho, if we're looking at 10 to 11,000 a month and we go look at the store, that means that Rolo is going to be at 59,400, so it's 60,000. It's going to be a 6-month farm. So that makes me think that you might be able to take the time and do a 6-month farm of Negotiator first. Get Negotiator done at 7 stars, and then start working on Rolo, because you're going to need that time anyway. So that's not a bad way to go. But then let's talk about Hermit Yoda and Wampa. These guys are going to take you a while. You can see that they are 4,050 for 15 shards. That's 2,700 for 10 shards. They need 89,100 Get 1 currency each. That is going to be an 8 to 9 month farm. Let's give it on the best side and say 8 months. What's 8 months times 2? There's your 16 months. That's why I'm giving you 16 months as a minimum, because you're going to have to farm both of these guys. It's going to be a minimum of 8 months farm for each. It's a tough slog. You will get some extra shards along the way. If you want to buy, there are some packs you can buy for Wampa and Hermit Yoda. If you get your bounty hunters leveled up, you can go get some Wampa shards once a month in the extremely rare, I forget what it's called. You guys can tell me in the comments. Let me know that my humanity is in question, because I can't remember what the event is called that's got Wampa in it. It's a bounty hunter event where you can farm. You can go and get like Papalu shards, or I'm gonna get it wrong. Anyway, you can get a bunch of character shards, including Wampa. He's the tallest one. So you can get him. You can get shards there. You should not be in a guild, even though you will get Rolo shards, I believe, from doing Hoth territory battles. It's been years since I did it. You should not be in a guild that's doing Hoth territory battle. Don't do that. If your guild is doing Hoth, find a new guild. You're going to be held back. You're not going to get any Get 2 currency at all. Your roster development is going to suck. So don't do that at all. Okay, so that's Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, guys. To me, that's the best event. I had so much fun doing it. The first time I did it, my father had recently passed, and I'm thinking about it right now. I saw Empire Strikes Back in the theater with my dad in 1980, and it was, I remember seeing it with him, and going through that journey of Dagobah, and then you're on Cloud City. I don't even know if you do much Dagobah, but Cloud City, fighting Darth Vader, and so many different. It just made me really think of my dad at the time, and that to me was probably my favorite event of all of them, the Jedi Knight Luke event. So those are all the journeys, all the few simple journeys you need in order to start getting currency for a Jedi Knight Luke Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. So there you go. Those are the journeys you're going to undertake. You're going to end up with a lot of really good teams. You're going to end up with your CLS team, a nice bounty hunter team, You'll have some Ewoks that you can use in Grand Arena. You get a Jedi training raid team that will be fairly effective. Your KRU team that you're going to have to use here will be a good team as well. Your Empire team you can use against the bugs and other places. And then Wampa, actually, if you get Wampa and get that Omicron for Wampa, that's a pretty good little solo team right there for Grand Arena. And by the way, I could have mentioned Han Solo. He is technically a guild journey character, but that you're gonna, if you're in a guild that's doing the heroic pit raid, you're gonna get Han Solo pretty easily. So don't sweat it. You'll get him as well. Now, what kind of side journeys will you be able to do while you're doing all of this? I did mention the bugs. So you're gonna get you should always go after the bugs. They're really important to early game. They're really important to the fleet. I believe that you should farm that bug fleet on the side. You know, you might think you're going rebels, so you're gonna get that Akbar fleet. I just don't recommend it. It's not a super effective fleet unless you have Bistan ship in it, and that requires you doing a separate farm for Bistan and Scarab Pathfinder, and that's just not an effective way to build your roster. They would go okay with Mon Mothma, who's a required farm. By the way, we didn't even look at just the required stuff for Luke here. The extra farming you're going to do of just characters that you farm will be, we mentioned old memories. Mon Mothma, you're going to farm, I think she's a regular energy node. 3PO and Chewie, that's Chewpio. Really super important character. I'd say of all these, farm him before anybody else, because if you get him in there with that CLS team, man, it's just brutal. It just lights that team up. So 3PO and Chewie, to get Han Solo. The Rebel Y-Wing, make sure you're going to be farming the Rebel Y-Wing as you can. Wedge Antilles you mentioned. Biggs we mentioned already. Another reason to... excuse me. Sorry, I'm boring myself. Another reason to farm Biggs, because you need them for the journey. And Lando, there's the extra characters you need to farm to be able to unlock JML Luke Skywalker. So, what are the side journeys you're going to do? Get the bugs. And when you get the bugs loaded up, you should do Padme. You know, you're going to have Anakin and Ahsoka. They come along. You just get them at the beginning of the game. You should definitely get them leveled up and geared up. You can use their ships. You can be farming their ships on the side with some ship energy. You got 16 months here, guys, to build some extra team. That Padme team is a monster in Grand Arena. Just a monster. So you get her in there with Anakin, Ahsoka, General Kenobi, who you're going to be getting in these guild journeys. He's just going to come. And when you're doing heroic HAAT, he's just going to be there. And then your fifth could be, you could throw R2 in there. He'd be a really good fit here. It doesn't fit as well in the CLS team down the road. So really good. Padme would be a great side journey for you to do. I believe you should farm the Geos and get those as well. These other journeys, I'm not going to really say the Thrawn. Hey, you're going to have General Kenobi. You're going to have Anakin. You're going to have Ahsoka. You might as well go. I think it's worth it to go into the... Oh, is he in the guild store? I think he's in the Galactic War store. You know, along the way, Cantina Battles is what I meant to say. Along the way, it's not a bad idea to get Qui-Gon, because his Omicron is for early Grand Arena, top 1 or 2 up there with maybe Zam Wessel. Maybe at the top, because you're gonna have Jedis leveled up and geared up before you're gonna have Boss ready to go. So I think Qui-Gon is the way to go there. So if you get Qui-Gon, you're gonna have other Jedi come along the way. Maybe Mace Windu. You can go get Yoda. Yoda's another character you can get. You're going to have... So Yoda could be a guy you could throw on that Padme team as well. So there's another side team you can get. Other than that, you probably want to dig in and start leveling these guys up. You could... It is certainly not out of the realm of possibility for you to do a little side quest early on for Jedi Knight Revan and Darth Revan. You'll be able to go get them and activate them. They would be great guys to have in your roster for Grand Arena. They may only hold you back by a month or 2 at most, if at all. You know, you might be able to farm them and not lose any time at all because there's so much else going on. They would be a really good way to spend some early time. As soon as you can farm both of these guys in their journeys, take a look at their journeys, see what's required, where it's farmed. I'd recommend them. Now, one challenge is with the Darth Revan, it's going to be difficult to farm Malak. Now, you could farm the team that unlocks Malak. It's going to cost you some gear to get these guys geared up. The big challenge is that you can only unlock Malak to 5 stars, and then you have to spend this get 1 energy to get Malak. You know, once you unlock him, you spend this energy to get Malak, and it's a lot of energy. I think it's somewhere around 45,000 to finish him off, and you're gonna lose out. So that will definitely slow you down as far as getting after Hermit Yoda and Wampa. So just keep that in mind. You could do Malik. You could definitely do Jedi Knight Revan and Darth Revan. They'd be great additions to your roster. A really good side farm. You can consider Malik. It's probably going to cost you a month or maybe 2 going after Hermit Yoda and Wampa. Just keep that in mind. Maybe 3 or 4, just because it's so much energy required. But those would be good guys to have in your roster. So I think you can get all those teams, have a really good Grand Arena roster early on with the Revans, Padme. You could have Qui-Gon in there with Yoda. While you're getting, you get a CLS team, really good. You know, this is kind of recognized as the best early Grand Arena team. You can put that together while you're going for Jedi Master Luke and getting that extended journey. And guys, that's it. That's the Jedi Master Luke farming guide. Hopefully this helps you. Maybe it helps you realize the scope of what you're getting into. And maybe, do you want to go after him immediately? Do you want to kind of meander your way? Maybe you want to pump, $10 a month into speeding it up a little bit. You go buy some Hermit Yoda shards. You go buy some Wampa shards. You get some of the first order stuff, so you can farm BB-8 faster and get Jedi training. Maybe it makes you want to push it forward a little bit. So there's a lot of options here, but this is what you're looking at. This is the deepest farm of the game. You're gonna walk out with some really awesome stuff. You're gonna go through one of the most intensive journeys of the movies, of the Star Wars movies, by getting Jedi Master Luke Skywalker in your roster. It's not like Sith Eternal Emperor, where there's 1 or 2 journeys and the rest is just farming. It's not like Kylo Ren and Rey, where there are a couple journeys and a bunch of farming and you gotta go get a bunch of ships. You're just doing a whole boatload of journeys, the most of any character. So if you want to enjoy doing journeys, unlocking these characters along the way, getting some side teams, taking your time, doing a slow burn, generating and a really good early Grand Arena team with CLS, with Padme, with your Revans, with a Jedi squad, with Palpatine. If you want to do all that stuff, this could be a lot of fun for you. And once you get Jedi Master Luke, he can be a real bear for people to deal with. So yeah, there you go. That's your Jedi Master Luke farming guide. Free to play, pay to play. Do it however you want to do it. You're gonna have to go through all these steps regardless. Guys, I hope. Let me pull that back to this graphic again. Nothing special here again. You don't have to do it in this order, but this is just, I just pulled them up here. This is everything that's required to get Jedi Master Luke. Guys, I hope you enjoy your journey. Let me know in the comments how you're doing at Jedi Master Luke, what I missed, what I left out, what you did that was different from what I suggested, some of your thoughts, some of your ideas. Let's help each other out as doing this together. And while we're doing all of that, while you're liking the video, while you're subscribing, while you're joining the channel and giving all the support, because you are entertained, always remember, Nooch too good.